Siemanko, z tej strony Mikułę, a to znowu kolejny, tak dokładnie, kolejny odcinek Mass Effect Andromedy. W poprzednim odcinku przywróciliśmy sobie prąd, a teraz mamy się udać w kilka miejsc. Zobaczmy, jak mamy zadanie. Wyposażenie, to wiadomo, standardowo. Chwilowo jeszcze nie możemy tego zmienić, później zmienimy. Tak, mam szalonego kota, który właśnie prawie zabił się o ścianę. No ale to tylko kot. Dobra. Zobaczymy, co tu się dzieje. Nic nie wybuchło, nic nie mogę zeskanować. Idziemy. Mamy tu misję. O.
This is the planet where we landed. Habitat 7. It wasn't even close to livable.
That's been true of every world we found. Ryder, we were discussing your next expedition.
Teraz mi ufasz?
I thought I didn't measure up as Pathfinder.
Director Addison keeps her own counsel. I keep mine.
And when you disagree?
I oversee the entire initiative, and I have decided to give you a chance to prove yourself. To that end, the Scourge dealt us a serious blow. Whatever it is, our scientists theorize it's not natural.
An artificial energy cloud?
It wasn't here when we left the Milky Way, yet it rendered all the golden worlds unlivable. Then there's the aliens you ran into, the Ket. They're obsessed with alien structures we found scattered around the cluster. They'll do anything to prevent others from accessing them. It seems murder isn't exclusive to the Milky Way. And now the challenge is to settle a world in spite of all that. This one here. Eos.
How?
Oh, Eos.
You need to increase the viability of the planet so we can establish an outpost. Then we can bring more colonists out of stasis. The more colonists we have, the more resources we can gather to support the Nexus. Everything depends on it. There are 6 worlds we hope to settle.
Okay, but you said every planet you found is unlivable. So, how do I...
A good Pathfinder would relish the challenge of solving it.
Right.
Zajebiście.
I think I should go check on things.
And if I fail, I guess it's no sweat off your back, right? You'll just look for another Pathfinder?
Placing bets on people is part of my job. Some of them pay off. Others...
Nie
The way
pogrywaj
I
ze
see
mną.
it, you need me. If I pull this off, maybe you'll look like the leader you pretend to be.
But first, you have to succeed at being the Pathfinder you pretend to be.
Where's my ship?
No i mnie pocisnął.
They're prepping it now in the docking bay. The coordinates for Eos will be in the computer. And when you have a moment, we should discuss the missing arcs.
I was wondering about that. Ah!
Something wrong?
Ryder, Casey, me and Sam load on the Hyperion. Your implant needs attention, and we need to discuss a confidential matter.
No, I'm fine.
Dobra, poszukajmy jeszcze pozostałych ludzisk, z którymi można pogadać. Dobra, tam wejść się nie da, nie ma nic ciekawego. Wow. Żyjesz?
Hey, you okay? I'm fine. My arms got the brunt of it.
Wszystko poszło w
Stuff
ręce.
exploding like this happen often?
Back right after the mutiny, we had a lot of this happening. But not lately.
I wasn't there during the mutiny.
Lucky. I thought we were done with this, honestly. That maybe I was just being paranoid.
Z jakiego
What
powodu?
is there to be paranoid about?
We've had 3 malfunctions in the past week.
That's not good. Sorry, understatement.
Yeah. And now I have more repairs.
Zgłosiłeś to?
Did you talk to security about this?
How can I? For all I know, someone in security is the one doing this. I've scanned all the potential sabotage areas I can think of. But I don't know who to trust anymore.
Sounds like a lot went down before the Hyperion docked.
Yeah, I guess. Wait. That's it. You can't possibly be involved in this. You weren't even here during the mutiny. Would you, if you have time? Maybe you could help me. If they start hitting critical systems.
Spoko.
Sure thing. What can I do?
If you could scan these other panels while I fix this one, that would really help. I've sent the locations to your Omnitoon. Just send me the data when you're done.
Spoko.
No, I'm fine. And I don't know.
Z tego... Co się
Find out
da?
why. Be careful.
Tu jest jakiś...
Pathfinder, to cover their tracks, the saboteur is overloading power to this panel from another junction relay. You can scan and trace the connective wiring to locate the surrogate panel.
Suspicious activity.
Scanning power junction relays. This panel is malfunctioning. Without more data, I cannot determine if this is a normal malfunction or sabotage.
I'll just disable power to the panel until Raj can check it out.
Dobra, ten zeskanowany. Do sama węźle. Jeszcze może tu pochodzimy. Tu ich nie. A czekajcie, z Edison pogadajmy. Gdzie jest Edison? Edison będzie tu. O, tu. Tu jest Edison. Dokładnie. O, proszę.
All right, what happened?
To who?
To whom? And your goddamn father. Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything. And right now, I just want to know what happened with Alec.
In the moment, it saved my life. But it seems my father meant for me to get the role eventually.
It isn't hereditary. If we wanted an inbred monarchy, we could have left half our gene stock back home. Not home. The Milky Way. This is home. This mess. We don't have a lot of options, Ryder. Maybe you'll prove your father right. After 14 months of failed colonization, forgive me if I don't hold my breath.
Dyrektor do spraw
How do you fit into the Nexus leadership?
I oversee the actual settlement effort. As the number of outposts is currently less than ideal, my influence is limited. As Tan is quick to remind me. Left a perfectly adequate career as a chief officer. Provincial capital, too. Only a new galaxy could pull me away. And here we are, idling.
You called my father Alec. No one does that.
A lot of us joined the initiative because of his vision. What he shared of it, anyway.
Were you friends? Or...
I'm not your new mother, if that's what you're asking. Or his friend. He hated that I didn't use his title. But no one's a pathfinder until they've path-found something. Much like a colonial director without colonies.
There must be some kind of plan for encountering hostile aliens. We can't have been that naive.
We expected life, not an enemy that refuses to talk. They don't attack. They disinfect. We're nothing until we're bacteria. Sorry, 14 months and you stoop to poetry. That's how bad it is. Talk to Kandros if you haven't. He's unfortunately become the head of our military. And as soon as he realizes it, we're in the shit.
You don't trust him?
I trust him to defend us. I do not trust a rising military influence in a supposedly civilian initiative. We came here to make history, Ryder, not repeat it. Ugh, goddamn poetry.
Nieudane placówki.
You've had no colony successes in over a year. How many tries is that?
Less than you'd think. The Scourge, spoiled worlds, exiles, hostiles. We can't just plot down an outpost and expect picket fences. We need the Pathfinder and Sam to scout, evaluate, and inspire. The initiative promised a goal. Andromeda has not cooperated.
And if it had?
Beautiful utopian horseshit. Colonies that produce and support each other. The Nexus a citadel, not headed by Tan, or even me.
There's also the strange technology. Has anyone studied that?
We've tried. Not me. The brains in research. They're supposed to know their business. The current excuse? The tech we dug up on Mars was more advanced, but it was plug and go. The tech here thinks different? I don't know. We've mostly avoided it. And from what the Hyperion logs say about Alec, maybe that's good.
Chyba już pójdę.
Excuse me, Director Addison.
Ryder?
It's Pathfinder.
Right.
Pionierze.
We're starving here. If we don't get a foundation of outposts to feed the initiative, we might as well be 600 years dead. Alec promised a lot. None of it panned out. That's what you're up against. Why people won't trust you. Why I don't trust you. Prove me wrong.
No cóż, czemu... No dobra, jeszcze raz muszę porozmawiać z Steinem. Nie tu. W tym odcinku chyba nie będzie nic
Writer,
niespotykanego.
you may have a less than flattering view of me, but I want to express my condolences for your father.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know him very well, although I understand he played a key role in planning the initiative. I'm sure he'd be concerned that we still have several arcs missing.
Any idea where they went?
Nothing certain, but tens of thousands of colonists are unaccounted for. It paints the initiative in an unflattering light. Did you have some other business?
Kłopoty Nexusa.
It sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly, I would say we're more than up for the challenge.
Chodź tu, fuco.
Privately, I can tell
Co
you,
miałem czyś?
it's been a
Nie
disaster.
rozrabiaj.
The Scourge killed hundreds, many of them our senior leadership. Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
Dzień Garson.
How did Gene Garson die?
With the rest of the leadership, when the Nexus hit the Scourge, a large wing of stasis pods was destroyed. They were killed instantly. These people traveled 600 years and died before they even woke up. Gian Garson never glimpsed Helios. She never saw her vision realized.
Katastrofa plagi.
Candace mentioned something about hitting the Scourge. How did it play out?
Criminal elements took advantage of the emergency and preyed on people's fears. An uprising followed. We had no choice but to turn to the Krogan to deal with them. They crushed the mutiny and the criminals were banished. Exiles, we called them. I doubt we've heard the last of them. They're led by an outlaw, Sloane Kelly. She used to be one of ours.
Sloane Kelly.
Who is this
Come on,
Sloane
ass.
Kelly?
She was head of security on the Nexus. She opposed the uprising at first, but eventually turned traitor and joined them. Misguided sympathy for the plight of the common citizen? Nonsense. They posed a direct threat to our existence.
A co powiesz o
There don't
Korganach?
seem to be many Krogan around.
Good riddance. The Krogan demanded a greater say in political matters. The last place you want them involved. Their muscle, nothing more. Good for fighting
Rasista.
and lifting heavy objects. When they didn't get what they wanted, they left.
Why don't you like the Krogan?
It's common knowledge that they are a violent, ignorant species. Long ago, they waged nuclear war on one another. Their planet was decimated. My people tried to uplift them, but the Krogan could never tame their worst instincts. What if they bring their tempers to Andromeda? We'll all be dead.
Przesad. Rotaina.
As director of the initiative, are you in charge around here or what?
If the others would allow me, they don't see me as the rightful successor.
Impas.
So how does anything get done?
In theory, Kesh handles the Nexus's physical operations, Kandros runs the militia, and Addison manages colonial affairs. I oversee all of it. In practice, we argue, debate, and yell at each other until a decision is made. If we're lucky. It is maddening.
What's their problem with you?
I am not Gian Garson. Our founder was charismatic, eccentric, larger than life. Traits I cannot hope to mimic. She and her inner circle perished in the Scourge, some at the hands of the exiles, some never made it out of stasis. I was deputy assistant for revenue management. Then all 7 leaders above me died. I was next in line for the role.
Ostro.
So, you're an accountant?
Don't let that fool you. We are all capable of more than we know. When I was young, I was fascinated by the idea of exploring space. Life had its detours, and I went a different direction. Then I heard about the initiative, and saw my chance to try the path not taken. While I may not be setting foot on new worlds, my authority can ensure that you do.
Right. Sorry.
Dobra, zobaczmy, co masz jeszcze do powiedzenia. Zdatność do...
What do I need to consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats. Whether that's the cat, or other terrors lurking in Helios, colonists being murdered on sight can be discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
Stacjach przesyłowych.
What can you tell me about forward stations?
I was afraid you'd ask. It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station allows mining, equipment repairs, and resupply for field teams. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out, Ryder.
Hurra! Ale mnie zaszczyt
What more
kopnął.
can you tell me about the initiative?
It represents the greatest migration ever attempted. No one had ventured beyond the Milky Way before. We've all left home in search of freedom, fortune, perhaps a new beginning. We are the bravest souls each species has to offer. I hope the Nexus will serve as the seat of government for us all.
Obce gatunki na Nexusie.
It looks like a melting pot around here.
The Nexus is home to several initiative species. Many came ahead of the Arks. The hope is that this station will one day serve as the governing body in Andromeda. Though I'm not sure what they were thinking, lumping Krogan into the mix. As a Solarian, my kind tend to have a low opinion of them. Nothing I've seen here has changed that.
Inne pytanie. Motywacja do ekspedycji?
Why do you think most people came?
There are thousands of reasons, one for every colonist here. What does any pilgrim seek? Usually, happiness, finding the thing that eludes them, the thing to fulfill them. While we cannot promise they will find it, we can facilitate the search.
Początki inicjatywy.
What do you know about the early days of the initiative?
As most everyone knows, Jean Garson's vision made it happen. She was an entrepreneur on Earth, wealthy, young for a human. Garson had the idea for the initiative in the early 2170s, I believe. Many thought leaving the Milky Way was impossible. But she persevered, and as with most great ideas, the doubters were wrong.
Inne pytanie, co zostało z zaginione arki? Dobra,
Any more information you can give me on the missing arcs?
No, and that is the distressing part. The Asari, Turian, and Solarian arcs are completely unaccounted for. If they had the same problems with the Scourge that we did, I fear the worst. Should you find any clues, please investigate. Without the other arcs, the promise of the initiative can never be fulfilled.
Klikam inne arki i muszę
Are
się
there any
pozbyć
other
kota.
arcs we should expect?
We had hoped Quarians would be part of the first wave, but before departure in 2185, we got word they had technical problems with their ship. It seems they're also bringing along Drell, Hanar, and other species as well. Managing all of their biological needs caused complications. We won't see them for some time to come.
Arka
That's all.
Quarian w pierwszej
Thanks for your
fali,
time.
czyli
Of course,
miał być
as you pointed out, we
5 arek,
need each other.
4
Our futures depend on
wyruszyły.
each other's success.
Czyli wyruszyły 4. Turian, Salarian, ludzi i Asari. Quarianie nie polecieli. A skąd Quarianie wzięli fundusze na arkę? To na pewno nie jest tani sprzęt. Zbudować cytadelę, coś prawie jak cytadela. Datpad. Ta sama ziemia, inny dzień. Ta sama zmiana, inny dzień. Dla potomnych, na wypadek, gdyby inicjatywa zakończyła się fiaskiem Nexus, to istny cyrk na kółkach. Nie podoba mi się sposób działania Taina. Jak na dłoni widać, że gardzi kroganami. Uważa, że ma dobre intencje, ale to oportunista, który z dużym prawdopodobieństwem doprowadzi do podziałów. Nie widzę zjednoczonego Nexusa, jeśli ten będzie miał wolną rękę. I jego podstawa już zdążyła wpłynąć na Addison. Jego postawa już zdążyła wpłynąć na Addison, która bierze z niego przykład i izoluje się od osób o odmiennych poglądach. Chyba dam radę pomówić o tym z Kandrosem i przynajmniej spróbować bardziej skoordynować nasze działania. Albo i nie. Jak ja nie cierpię takich dramatów. Jeszcze coś jest? Mogę? Nie. Porozmawiamy z Cash.
There you are. Hope the others haven't been giving you a hard time. There's a lot that needs doing. At least
20
with the
minut
Hyperion
dialogów.
hooked up and feeding us power, my team and I can get more work done.
Miejsce pobytu
I
Krogan.
noticed there aren't a lot of Krogan around.
Tan, ask him why most of my people left. He'll have opinions. I can tell you this much. When the mutiny happened, a deal was made. My clan were supposed to settle matters and, in return, get more say in the initiative.
Umowa z Tainem.
Did the deal go through?
The clan held up their part, but Tan had a meltdown when he found out we wanted more say around here. Then Addison's assistant, Spender, pretended he never made the deal in the first place. It was a mess, but I don't blame my people for walking out. We're done being used.
Dlaczego zostałaś?
With your clan gone, why did you stay?
It's complicated. The station and my clan both need me here.
Dobra.
What sort of problems have you seen on the Nexus?
Situation's gone to shit pretty much sums it up. There's arcs missing. Some idiots tried to mutiny and take over, then more idiots offended my clan, so they left. And to top it all off, the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, was killed.
Została
What
zabita.
happened to Jean Garson?
Killed in the Scourge disaster. Her and a bunch of the other leaders. Tan might know more.
Więcej o problemach.
And I thought the Hyperion had it bad when we arrived. Anything else?
The outposts aren't happening because we don't have resources or people, so Addison's more uptight than ever. And let's not forget how badly the station was damaged on arrival. But that's a detail, according to some. My team and I are repairing what we can. If we don't get materials soon, things will go downhill. Fast.
Dobrze, nie musisz mnie poganiać, że tylko się zapytam trochę.
When we left the Milky Way, the Krogan were still dealing with the genophage.
Right. The genophage. A little gift to our people from the Solarians thousands of years ago. That sterility virus they infected us with left most of our children stillborn. Only 1 in 1,000 survive.
No wonder your people have such a problem with Solarians.
O,
Some
też bym się
wounds
nie
never
dziwił.
heal. Not that my ancestors didn't provoke it. They did try to conquer the galaxy. The Solarians were forced to respond. And it's not fair to blame it all on them either. The Solarians developed the virus, but it was the Turians who deployed it. I'm hoping that's all in the past. Plenty of blame to go around, but Andromeda is about new beginnings. My people need that more than most.
Lekarstwo?
What about the Krogan here in Andromeda?
There's no cure for it. But my clan was starting to show a mutation against the virus. A natural defense. During the trip to get here, Krogan underwent gene therapies to enhance the mutation while we were in stasis.
So you used those 600 years to your advantage. Gave the adaptation more time to develop.
Yeah. It's still early, but I think we made a dent. Our scientists say we've improved viability to almost 4%, which is a lot better than what we had.
4%.
Beyond all the statistics, it means more Krogan children will live. It's the only way my people have a future out here.
No... W trójce, jeżeli wybraliśmy odpowiednią opcję, mogliśmy uleczyć Krogan, którzy pozostali w galaktyce i użyć ich jako broni. Zawsze lubiłem Wrexa,
What kind of
który
work do you do
opowiadał.
as superintendent?
I was part of
Badania.
the team that originally designed and built this place. I keep the station functional, or as functional as possible, considering.
To na razie wszystko.
Nothing more for now.
Good luck out there.
No, ta przynajmniej nie przynudzała na koniec.
Yes, I know the Hyperion document announced cost quicker than 12. That's fine.
To jeszcze tylko jeden. I lecimy do węzła sama. Jest tu ktoś? O, pierwszy morderca. Przynajmniej tak zakładam.
Just wrong. Just wrong.
Centrum operacyjne. Dobra, zaraz z tobą pogadam. Datpad. Poruczniku. Sądząc po raporcie 16, wygląda na to, że wciąż daleko mamy do zdobycia przyczółka w dowolnym sektorze. Nie dysponujemy rzetelnym zwiadem i wystarczającą ilością informacji o naszym wrogu. W związku z tym zaczynam myśleć, czy nasze wysiłki są daremne. Ciągła strata zasobów i żołnierzy sprawia, że ciężko usprawiedliwić podejmowane przez nas ryzyko. Ze względu na niską morale musimy raz jeszcze obniżyć nasze oczekiwania. Kandros. Dobra. Zobaczmy, co Kandros nam powie.
I know that look. The others bent your ear, did they?
Something like that?
You get used to it. Just focus on being a Pathfinder. Can't argue with results, though they'll try. Anyway, welcome to Militia HQ. Excuse the mess. This office fields militia work, Nexus security, and looking for the Tyrian Ark.
What's the word on the Tyrian Ark?
Scattered readings. Some indicate that Natanus was destroyed, others that people are alive. Who knows? If you need anything, come see me, even if it's just a vent.
Katowie.
What do you know about the enemies we've encountered? The Ket.
We usually see them on worlds with those alien structures. The Ket don't take kindly to anyone studying them. Not sure why. They don't talk to us. Every time we cross paths, there's a fight or they take prisoners.
Why? What do they want?
No one knows. But I've seen their weaponry and what they do to those prisoners. I want them a long, long way from the Nexus.
Przydatność milicji.
It's rough out there. I might need backup, if you can spare the people.
I have strike teams specializing in assault and extraction. If you need serious firepower, my Apex teams have you covered. In fact, I could give you authority to dispatch them. It'll cut down their response time.
Thank you.
Our current ops are on the terminal. See if there's anything that could use a shot where it counts.
Spoko. Sytuacja Turian.
Are the other Turians managing okay?
So. We're not good at sitting around in a crisis. Service before self gets drummed into us at boot camp. That's probably why so many of us are in the militia. We like to earn our citizenship, whatever galaxy we're in. But it's hard to focus with our arc missing.
Spoko, twoja rola.
You talk like you weren't part of the leadership. How did you end up commanding the militia?
I was escorting a prospecting team on some moon when those Ket found us. They penned us like cattle for experiments. I managed to get loose, snatched a gun, and freed the others. By the time we killed the bastards and headed back to war in the Nexus, everyone looked at me like I was in charge.
That sounds familiar.
The militia grew from there. Funny, once the heat is on, all kinds of people rise to the top.
Cóż,
What brought you out here to Andromeda?
I was tired of being the good one.
The good one?
The Kandros family is old military. There were expectations, you know. Then my sister became a sculptor, and cousin Irene went pirate on Omega. Everyone was proud that I stayed in service. But I kept wondering, when do I get my adventure? Jen Garson's dream was so grand, so gutsy, I had to be part of it.
Dobra, do widzenia.
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
Kandros.
You and me both, Pathfinder.
Dobra. Wiemy co więcej o nich. Zobaczmy Apexy.
This console reports on the militia's current strike team missions, Pathfinder. Please speak with Tyrian Kandros for authorization to participate.
Dobra, później. Co masz za misję?
It's not right. It's not
Nie
fair.
fair,
What's
niesprawiedliwe.
wrong?
Oh my, you're...
Ty jesteś. Jest to
So
prawda.
it's true. A Pathfinder
Teraz
has
nas
found
pola.
us. There's hope at last.
No coś
Maybe you
takiego.
could help. You're impartial. This whole thing has gotten so political.
Matka
My
Boska
husband.
prawie mikrofon mi
He's
spierdzieli.
locked up and slated for exile for a crime he didn't commit.
Musiała być poważna.
Exile, huh? Guess it wasn't for having a hand in the cookie jar.
They say it's murder. They're calling him the first murderer in Andromeda.
Pierwszy
But the dead
morderca
man was his friend.
Andromedzie.
He wouldn't have. There are witnesses and evidence, but it's all circumstantial. At worst, it was an accident. His name is Nilken Rensis. He could give you the details if you were willing to speak with him. Please.
No
I'd be
spoko.
happy to.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure the jailer will allow you a visit.
Pół godziny gadania i
Please.
żadnej akcji.
Tell Milken I love him.
To będzie długi, nudny odcinek. Ale nic nie poradzę. Obiecałem pewnym osobom, że nie pominę ani jednego dialogu. Całą fabułę będą mogli poznać.
Help you?
Pathfinder Ryder, here to see Nilken Rensis.
Ah, our murderer. Wife's here all the time. Guess she told you her sob story. Nilken, you're moving up in the world. There's a Pathfinder wanted to chat with you.
The Pathfinder, huh? They called in the big guns to exile Andromeda's first murderer.
Your wife's all broken up over this. She says you didn't do it, and that she loves you.
She's a wonderful person. At this point, it's too late. They found me guilty.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
I was part of the futile effort to set up a colony on Eos. We were on our last legs, overrun by hostiles, our leader dead. The security chief, Reynolds, my friend, he refused to call for evacuation. I argued with him. Everyone saw.
Last I checked, getting into a spat wasn't against the law.
There's more. He ordered us to regroup and counterattack. We were moving through a sandstorm. I saw movement, thought it was the Ket, and I guess I panicked and fired. A witness saw the chief's chest explode.
Sounds like an accident.
That's what I told them. But I was enraged when we argued. There's a recording. It's ugly. Everyone's certain I did it on purpose so we could evacuate. Only my word otherwise.
Don't throw in the towel yet. I'll review the evidence. Maybe I can find something that'll help.
That would be great.
Szukamy.
You're a Pathfinder. I'm sure Kandros would give you access. Maybe there's still hope.
No, handlarz bronią. Co masz, handlarzu? Krzyżowiec, soku, katana. A mogę ci coś sprzedać? Na przykład piranie. Sprzedaj cały złom. Tak, sprzedam ci cały złom. Zaznacz tego, nie chcę. Walkirię sobie zostawię. Czarny w domu nie chcę. Mam dużo rzeczy, które chcę sprzedać. Grzechotnika sprzedaj. 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 To zostawiamy, to jest modyfikacje. Modyfikacje. Modyfikacje, 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 dużo modyfikacji. O, kobry. Sprzedamy predatorka. Samotny strzelec sprzedaj. Krogański młot. Nie, predatorek sprzedaj. Motykę sprzedaj. Bateria mi pada w telefonie. Strzelba sprzedaj. Sprzedaj. Ale w sumie nie. Wiecie co? Nie będę ich sprzedał. Tak. Nie chcę was sprzedać, ale sprzedam tylko złom. Potwierdź. Sprzedałem cały złom. Kim ty jesteś? Handlarz bronią? Nie. Kandros, ty jesteś Kandros. Daj mi dostęp.
That's the console for our strike teams.
What are they?
Assault and extraction squads. When we need the best, I have Apex, combat experts who've signed up to defend us. Since you have a front row view of the cluster, I can give you authority to dispatch them.
I'll deploy your people carefully, Kandros.
Appreciate that, Ryder. But trust me, Apex can handle themselves. Authorization complete. Good luck out there.
No i dobra. Apexa dostaliśmy.
No news on the Turian Ark yet. Or is this militia business?
Morderstwo.
I spoke with Nilken Rensis, the man found guilty of the murder on Eos.
Yes, our first murder here in Andromeda. I wish it had been our last. When the colony attempts failed, it didn't help spirits that a high-ranking officer was killed by one of our own. The mutiny here on Nexus was probably inevitable, but this acted as a spark.
Nie uznałem go za
So
winnego.
there was a trial and he was found guilty?
It was short and decisive. Despite the lack of physical evidence, everything added up. His only defense was, trust me, I didn't mean to do it.
To się liczy.
That is the difference between murder and accidental death.
In this case, motive plus opportunity plus eyewitness account equals murder. Look, knock yourself out. A key witness, Cassidy Shaw, works in operations. Go ahead and talk to her. And there's a recording of the perpetrator threatening the victim. I'll let you cue it up on the console there. As far as I'm concerned, this case is closed.
Dobra.
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
Zajmiemy się tym
You and me both, Pathfinder.
po szybkości. Gdzieś tu powinna być możliwość handlarz bronią, nie ty, nie ty, nie ty. Nagranie z monitoringu. Za nasz kłód. Dużo czytania. Więc jeżeli ktoś będzie chciał, ja tego nie będę czytał, to jest za dużo. Tutaj można sobie zapauzować i sobie przeczytać. Dobra, kolejne. Też możecie zapauzować, przeczytać. Nie będę przedłużał odcinka niepotrzebnie. No cóż, dobra. Pojemnik. Karabin Rigar. Wezmę wszystko. Najwyżej sprzeda. Tu ktoś... Puśćcie mnie.
Notice the hand of the... Too small for this.
Be surprised. There's also purvine in the seed bank.
Nobody's making creeper in
Nikogo
Andromeda.
tu nie ma.
You'd be surprised.
Dobra.
Pathfinder, no time for our beer yet. This place is a mess. Security is... Let's call it strained.
I can believe it. The Nexus is running on empty.
Not just that. A lot of the exiles were security. Everyone was trained and armed for frontier. We know Ket are dangerous, and now we have to worry about our people too. No idea where they went, but they left mad.
Nie
They
spisuję.
were frustrated. If they just wanted to kill, they could have fought to the last here.
Apparently we're the big hope for everyone. Not the Hyperion showing. Just us. I'm with you. It's just... a lot.
As long as the Nexus is here, as
Musimy
long
ich
as we're
popierać.
here,
Musimy
we have a
budować
job to do.
morale.
Double down crisis mode. I can do that. We can do that. Ready and willing, Pathfinder.
Ty jesteś tą, której szukam? Nie ty. Nagranie.
The
Słuchaj.
Nexus versus colonist Milken, evidence 7A.
Hiram! Hiram! They've seized the compound! Call for evacuation! We're not giving up, Nilken. We're taking it back. No! I'm not letting your ego get us killed! Even if I have to... No! Get him off me! Get him off me!
Dobra, teraz mogę z kimś pogadać. Gdzie jest ta? Klesi. Kessi. To nie jest ona, ale tu mamy jakieś zadanie z grupami Apex. Czytywanie, zobaczmy. Dobra, nieważne. Mogę wysłać grupy, które już mam. Zobaczmy. O, 14 skoczyła. Powodzenie. Zakończono powodzenie i awans. i awans i też zakończy na powodzeniu. Dobra, to wyślemy. Wyślemy jednak. Wyślij grupę uderzeniową. Wyślij grupę uderzeniową. Nie chcę grupy uderzeniowe pójdą. Dobra. Gdzie jest ta jedna baba? Gdzie ona jest?
But the planet was toxic. What if they store oxygen in porous tissue, like Quiro's rockfish?
Kim ty jesteś?
You must be the Pathfinder. Wonderful. You and your Sam are exactly what we need.
Thanks, Mr.
Professor Herrick, my colleagues and I will work with your Sam and the data you gather to solve Andromeda's scientific mysteries.
I'm usually out in the field, but I wouldn't mind talking shop. Lab. You know.
You are always welcome.
Not that we've had much to study, with everyone cooped up for 14 months.
But your data on the Scourge flows like poetry. Now we can better advise on repairing the damage it caused.
And maybe Addison will give us a real workspace. Who can think with all this racket?
Super. Doktorki. Tak, wiem, Hyperion. Zaraz pójdę do sama, szukam tej durnej dupy. Dobra, nieważne. W następnym odcinku się poszukaj. Kora, co ty powiesz?
Hey there.
You okay? Those guys really grilled you.
And Addison. First Pathfinder they've seen in over a year. All she can do is question your competence?
Która to była Addison?
Which one was Addison again? All politicians look the same to me.
Same here. Next time we'll ask for a seating chart. I worked out logistics with Director Tan. They're giving us a ship and crew. He said their best is taking care of it.
I still need to head back to the Ark and check in with Sam.
Sounds good. While you're there, maybe see how your sister's doing.
Nie głupi pomysł. Zajrzymy do siostrzyczki. Lecimy do działu kryogeniki.
I'll make it right, Dash.
Aha.
Pathfinder, I'm Nigel McCoy. Just got out of cryo.
Welcome to Andromeda, Nigel.
Thank you. It's bittersweet, though. My little brother Dash was stationed on the Nexus. I just learned he died on Eos, trying to start a settlement.
Jest bohaterem.
His sacrifice won't be forgotten.
Agreed. Everything I do will be for him. I have a pendant our father wore. Dash had its match. Will you reunite them?
Of course.
In his digital journal, he mentioned a spot on Eos where he'd go to think. If you could leave the pendant there.
Spoko, zaniosę. W końcu to twój brat, a jest i Fisher.
Fisher, glad to see you're doing better.
That was some expedition, hey? Captain said I'm going in the log as the first human to make contact with the kid. And Kirkland's the first casualty. Wish it could have gone differently.
Wasn't your fault. It's obvious the Ket aren't friendly. Nothing we did could have changed that.
I suppose you're right. It's just not what you dream about. Meet a new species and 3 seconds later they're trying to kill you.
I hear you. But I guess that's life. Not everyone will see things our way. In the meantime, chin up. It'll get better.
Ryder, good to see you. Damn shame about your dad, though. I'm sorry we couldn't save him.
Jak zginął?
I haven't heard how he died.
Like a hero. That's how. That's the only part that matters. I've met one Pathfinder. Well, 2 with you. But I figure that's the way to go. Taking your last breath on an uncharted world.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Now I just need to make sure your sister here pulls through.
Zostajesz tu?
Are you staying here on the Hyperion?
You know that moment when you realize you're just getting too old? Ha, right, look who I'm talking to. Trust me, it happens. For me, it was Habitat 7. Watching you guys running around, dodging lightning and the cat, it's a young man's game. Pains me to admit it, but it's passed me by.
Będziemy za tobą tęsknić, dziadku.
We'll miss you, Harry.
Just make sure to raise some hell once in a while, will you? I'm living vicariously through you.
Deal.
Jak się miewa moja siostra?
How's Sarah doing?
Her condition's stable. I see signs of REM activity in the brain, so she's dreaming. Means all the wiring still works.
How'd this happen?
It was dumb luck, really. We hit the scourge at the worst possible moment, just as the stasis revival was kicking in. It's a vulnerable moment coming out of a 600-year nap, then wham! Circuits fried and overloaded the neural pathways. Don't worry, I'm on it. We're not losing another writer.
Byłoby do kitu.
How did you end up with the initiative?
Well, you reach a point in life where you wonder, is that all there is? I'd accomplished everything in the Milky Way I could. I was locked into a future of diminishing returns. So coming here was the world's biggest midlife crisis. Chance to wake up in the morning and feel hope instead of arthritis.
Dobra, na razie tak.
That's all, Harry. Thanks.
Don't be a stranger. If anything changes with Sarah, I'll let you know.
Dobra, jest tu coś jeszcze. Jest.
Ryder.
Hayes, how's the wound?
Doc says I'll live. So this goes from a life-threatening gunshot to a story I'll tell my grandkids someday.
With no need to exaggerate. That was a tough fight on Habitat 7.
Just glad to be on the other side of it.
Oficer łączności. O, Gear.
Greer. How you feeling?
Greer.
Grateful. If you and Liam hadn't found me in that cave, God knows what those aliens would have done.
We couldn't leave a man behind.
Yeah, your father, Kirkland.
We'll never forget their sacrifice. It's a brave thing, risking your life for the greater good.
Yeah, just seems unfair. You barely got here. I'm sorry I'm not out there with you, but Kirkland was a friend, and I'm not cut out for this anymore.
Understood. Habitat 7 was a nasty wake-up call. You take care, Greer.
You too. Thanks again.
Dobra, to co? Przeżyliśmy to wszystko. Tam nie będę zachodził. Tam się pewnie też nic nie zmieniło. Idziemy do sama. Pokład mieszkalny. Zium. Dobra, nazywamy Inicjatyw. Jest tu coś. Pochwalcie się, jest tu coś. Nic nie macie? Nie. Bieda. Bida z nędzą. Dobra, tam jest. O, Lani.
Pathfinder, it's good to see you. Word is there's been trouble on the station.
Będzie lepiej.
We're here now. It'll get better.
That's what I've been telling people. You're here now. As soon as we establish outposts, everything will even out. I'm sure of it.
Twoja rodzina?
What about your family?
I'm an orphan. My parents died on the Mindoir colony when it was attacked years ago. No siblings. I left some friends and distant relatives behind, but I have friends here too. I love piloting, but I like the idea of going back to my roots and farming like my parents did. Someday.
Co robisz?
Why did you join the initiative?
The most popular question on the station. Honestly, I wouldn't have known about this project if Nozomi hadn't reached out to me.
Nozomi?
Captain Dunn. Of all the captains I've piloted for,
She's the best. I've always been a wanderer at heart. When she asked me to be her pilot, how could I say no to the adventure of a lifetime?
Widocznie nigdy nie latała pod komandorem Shepardem.
How do you feel about all this now that we're here?
Hopeful. I know it's a rose-colored outlook, but someone's got to keep the positivity coming, right?
No,
Have to go now.
masz rację.
See you later.
Gadamy później.
Take care.
Jest tu ktoś jeszcze? Kurde, latam, gadam z każdym 50 minut, a w sumie nie ma nic
You're not on the bridge, Captain?
ciekawego w odcinku.
We powered it down. Can't afford to waste energy. Though Cryo Bay and Sam Note are exempt. And I told them to keep their hands off Alec's quarters. You have access now.
Thanks.
Hey, sorry about your father.
Oops.
He was
Jestem
really
offline.
good at what he did. Just not so good at working with people. He was right about going planetside, though.
Był trudny.
No need to sugarcoat it. He could be a pain in the ass.
He and I had our disagreements, that's for sure. Anyway, here's hoping you and I get along better. If there's anything else I can help with, let me know.
Now that the Hyperion is docked, what'll you do?
Normally, I'd supervise thawing out the colonists, but that's been put on hold. I hear you're the one helping resolve the issue. Good luck with that.
If someone had told you that you'd be in the Andromeda cluster, even 5 years ago...
Are you kidding me? I'd have laughed them out of the quadrant. Although the way things are now isn't exactly what I was hoping for either. We all knew there was a possibility on arrival of less than ideal circumstances. When you sign up, you hope for the best and plan for the worst.
Why did you join the Initiative? We're a long way from home.
How could I not? I love my job. Coming here, all this, it was just a logical extension of what I already do. Sailing through new stars, discovering new worlds. What self-respecting explorer could pass that up?
Thanks for the talk.
All right. I request to submit administrators to harass and people to wake up. I'd better get to it. Good luck out there.
Dzięki, kapitanie. Przyda mi się. Nie wiem, dlaczego ten gościu wygląda, jakbym miał zamiar zastrzelić wszystkich w tym pomieszczeniu. Nie wiem, może to jakiś imigrant z Afryki? Albo cholera wie kto. Tam spokojnie, idziemy do węzła sama zrobić misję. Ura!
Hello, Scott. Welcome back to Sam Node. I've adjusted my connection to your implant. The headache you experienced before shouldn't reoccur.
Yeah, what was that about? You said we need to discuss something confidential.
You should know certain facts before you leave on your expedition. It seemed best we speak alone.
I don't understand the need for secrecy.
Your father felt it was for the best.
What was he trying to hide?
My true capabilities. Alec overrode the implant's safety protocols. It allows me unrestricted access to the Pathfinder's physiology.
And that's me now.
And only you. I can act as a force multiplier, dramatically enhancing your motor and neural skills when required. Alec called them profiles. They provide unique tactical augmentation during combat. Your father preferred to keep this fact to himself.
Ludzie mogliby się
I can understand.
przestraszyć w sumie. To
People
fakt.
might get the wrong idea. Super soldiers. A computer having control over a human.
Providing an enhancement to the human. It is a symbiotic relationship that benefits both.
What do you get out of it?
Though I'm artificial in design, I am fully sentient, far beyond what even the Initiative understands.
I don't follow. You're an AI. So what's different?
I am a new form of AI, drawing directly from the human experience. Your implant is my window into the world.
Będzie bolało?
Okay. Well, just so long as it doesn't hurt.
The only pain is that which life provides. As I've discovered, this can be a lesson in itself.
It's one I'd rather avoid. So, where do we go from here?
I find myself in an unusual position. Though I had access to your father's experiences, there is a gap in my understanding.
How so?
He placed a block on portions of my memory array.
Why?
Perhaps so when you asked me what his plan was, I wouldn't know.
And Dad strikes again.
But not without recourse. The further you explore as a Pathfinder, the more blocks will be removed. Perhaps you should begin in your father's quarters. In the meantime, unless you have more questions, your new ship awaits.
Thanks.
Profila sama. Dobra, włącz mi profil. Dobra, no wiem. To wiem. O profilach.
Pathfinder, Captain Dunn said to seal your father's cabin from anyone but you. It's open now.
Broń boczna, o.
Your father's first sidearm, a memento of his early Alliance service.
I bet that saw plenty of action.
Alec's first kill occurred in combat during the First Contact War.
Back when Turians were the enemy. Crazy times. Printed books.
Reproductions of Lewis and Clark's journals, detailing their expedition in the 19th century.
Explains Dad's interest. They were Pathfinders too.
Drukowane książki. Jaka nowość. O! Nie! SSV Normandia. SSV 2 Normandia. Czyli Normandia z... w sumie Mass Effecta 2, później 3.
The coffee machine Mom got for Dad. He was so busy designing you, needed the caffeine.
I did not realize I owed my existence to a bean.
And now you know what humility feels like.
Dobra, wyzwalacz.
Sam, what was that?
An eidetic trigger, related to your father, and the portions of my memory array he locked.
What triggered it?
Alec tied it to your progression as Pathfinder, not to a location. Puzzling as it may be, my programming is clear. Locating more of these triggers will unlock the memories. One of your father's memories is now accessible. Return to Sam node on the Hyperion to investigate further.
System archiwum, zobaczmy co jest to.
What's on here, Sam?
Your father's personal logs. Several of them are encrypted.
Dziennik ogólny. Opuszczenie drogi
The
mlecznej.
day is finally here. We're pushing off from Earth. We'll jump through a few relays first, then we hunker down for the long trip across dark space. It's daunting thinking about all the hopes and dreams aboard the Hyperion. I certainly have my own. I wasn't the husband or father I should have been. Here's hoping 600 years can change a man. Sam, this is a reminder about Dr. Liara Tassoni. She's an Asari archaeologist I corresponded with a few years back. She's got experience studying ancient cultures. Make sure the team gets her research. Could be useful in Andromeda.
Pretty sure my sisters mentioned Dr. Tassoni. An expert on Protheans, I think.
I have loaded Dr. Tassoni's research onto datapads.
Hello, Alec. This is Dr. Tassoni. I'm flattered you contacted me. Most scientists dismiss my work, but I'm young and Asari, and they are getting older. So we will see who has the final word. In the meantime, I'm happy to pass along my research. I hope your team finds it useful. Hello, Alec. I received your message. I must say the thought of exploring another galaxy has my head spinning. I am honestly not sure how people could survive a trip like that. And anyway, I could not bear to leave the Milky Way behind. There is so much about the Protheans I still hope to learn here. So much potential wisdom to tap. I wish you much good luck and future success.
Dobra, inne tematy, ostatni wpis.
Dunn's agreed to a scouting mission on Habitat 7. I'm gearing up now. I'm worried about Sarah. Dr. Tapero says she'll be fine, but she's my daughter. How can I not worry? I hate to leave her like this. It's these moments when you wish you told your children you love them more often. Or ever. When Straight to the tough part. Kids, if anything happens to me, there are things you're gonna find out. I hope you'll understand.
Dobra. Zaszyfrowany. Dobra, czyli nic się tu nie dowiem już. Rywek nagrania dźwiękowego.
I am Dr. Liara Tassoni, and I've spent several decades researching ancient Protheans. It is common knowledge that the Protheans were an advanced race that flourished in the Milky Way about 50,000 years ago, then went extinct. Even at the time of this writing, the year 2182, their culture remains a mystery. During my studies, I have developed some practices that can be used when analyzing any ancient culture. I hope they may prove useful for the research community.
Dobra, to tu skończyliśmy. No to idziemy. Idziemy poznać nasz statek. Doki.
Ready to see what Tan gave us?
I hear it's something special. Pathfinder en route. How's the ship?
In final checks and looking great.
We won't be long. The way things are going, we'll be on our own out there.
In other words, we're making this up as we go.
We used to call that tactical improvisation. But at least we'll be doing it in style.
Bryka z klasą.
They call her the Tempest.
Tempest. Musicie przyznać, że wygląda elegancko.
Let's go take a closer look.
Lecimy
Let's
oblecieć
pick it
naszą
up a bit,
maszynę.
people. We're 14 months late.
So you're the one who's making everything happen. Vetra Nix, Initiative Wrangler, Provisioner, Gunner, and everything in between. Are we ready? The sooner we get out of here, the better.
Której nie mamy.
You're coming with us?
Yes. Otherwise, there's no way they're letting this ship off the station.
Coś nie tak?
What's the rush?
Just don't want to waste any more time.
Hold it, hold it. You're not going anywhere.
Damn it.
Jakiś problem?
Is something wrong?
Director Addison wants to see a complete report of the Tempest's supplies, munitions, and crew.
Director Tan overruled Addison.
The ship's loaded out with equipment for outpost discovery, squarely under Director Addison's purview.
Seen you around. Ben, right? Came here with a family, didn't you? Son still in cryo? I could pull some strings, get him to the front of the line.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Polityka.
They told me he wasn't essential, but I miss him.
I know. I got family too, Ben.
It's done. Addison's gonna kill me.
Nicely done.
Part of the job, Pathfinder.
Respect.
All things considered, it was an easy ask. And right now, you need people tearing down obstacles, not putting up more.
Finally, someone who cares about doing stuff and not just talking about it.
Hurra! Też się cieszę. A wy się cieszycie, w końcu odlatujemy. Po godzinie nudnych dialogów, biegania w to i z powrotem i w sumie gadania tylko, w końcu zacznie się akcja.
Everything state of the art. Labs, sensors, exploration gear. Plus her crew, of course. The best in their field.
Glad to see you're doing so well, Scott.
The engine core is based on the Ark's Odyssey drive.
It runs a hell of a lot quieter.
That's Gil Brody. Engineer, mechanic, all-around wrench jockey. We call this the research room. There's space for upgrading equipment, gathering intel.
Router engaged. Securing connection to Tempest.
Welcome aboard, Sam. And Ryder, of course.
All run by Suvi Anwar, our science officer. Your quarters are below.
Suvi.
Plenty of space up here to get everyone together. It's all yours. She's light, stealthy, and the fastest ship in her class.
Fregata? Nieźle.
Every plan the initiative made is out the window.
Aż się wzruszyłem.
Now it's on us to find the way.
We all came here ready for a challenge. When you're ready to fly, head over to the bridge. Our pilot should have everything good to go.
Dosłownie, aż się wzruszyłem. Co?
Better head to the bridge when we're ready to go.
The meeting room. You can make vid calls from the central table, or just get the crew together.
Bitcoin. Nie mogę się z nich zobaczyć. No dobra, trudno. Idę się uzbroić w swój
We
sprzęt.
call this the research room. You can run research projects and coordinate with the Nexus from here.
Pusto. Nic nie ma.
Check this toy.
Pokaż.
Pathfinder,
Co
check
masz?
this toy.
No dobrze,
Seems
już
like we're forever racing, but there's always time to check out new toys. Useful ones.
Always game for new toys.
This makes use of old ones. Like anything you grabbed on Habitat 7. Raw minerals, tech, doesn't matter. The research station will strip that stuff down and give you options.
I'll take any advantage I can get, even if it's exploring junk.
Hey, with tech like this, it won't be junk for long. Not after we're through. If the best we get is what we make, still the best. Check it out.
Crafting. Badanie. Bronie. Widzicie, można sobie zrobić trochę badania. Spacja aby dalej, spacja aby dalej, spacja aby dalej. Wróć, nie chcę kręgieńskiego. Czarna wdowa. Walkirię mam 7. Mógłbym zrobić dalej? Mogę zbadać? 60 poziom. Dobra. Zrobimy. O. Surowce dostałem. Dobra. Mostek.
Departure trajectory locked, Nexus Control. Ah, time for introductions. You must be Ryder, Gallo Jav. A pleasure to be here, and to meet you, of course. I'll be piloting the Tempest at your word. Quite the ship, but it'll take a Pathfinder's guidance to see us through Helios.
Wciąż się uczę.
I'm new to this. Being a Pathfinder running a ship?
You'll be fine. As for the ship, I can help. I knew the Tempest when she was a blueprint. I was test pilot for the Tempest's early prototypes. I admit, I'm itching to see how she performs out here.
So how do I...
The console syncs with your implant. Just swipe, touch a destination here, and the nav system calculates everything. Very efficient.
It was optimized for a Pathfinder.
Everything's secure, if you're ready.
Is anyone ready for something this big?
Dobra, zanim cokolwiek dalej kliknę, w końcu mogę coś powiedzieć. Taka bida, że mu nawet w fotela nie dali, żeby mu dupę posadzić podczas lotu. Co za Co za ludzie? Kto to wymyślił?
We signed on for the big stuff when we came to Andromeda.
All right. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Command access is transferring successfully.
Science and monitoring stations look fine. Lexi's reporting in.
Helm is green. Gil reports the drive core is online.
This is it, Ryder. The Tempest is yours. Unless you've got something to say for the log.
To wielki krok. Nie, to mały krok człowieka, wielki krok ludzkości, coś w tym stylu. Damy radę? Nie, lecimy. Zachowajcie marzenia.
We were all expecting a golden world. Now there's just a long road ahead. But hold on to that dream. It might see us through.
Nexus Control, this is the Tempest, ident 2527, prepping to depart.
Pionier był, pioniera nie ma.
Departure vector verified, Tempest. Godspeed, Pathfinder.
To Eos, then. What would have been our Habitat 1?
2 failed outposts is an end to that idea.
Maybe we can turn things around. Callow, take us in.
Nie, jeszcze nie do Ios. Pamiętam, to tak, stacja uzbrojenia. O, tego właśnie szukam. Już wam wyjaśniam, dlaczego. Chcę wziąć miecz Asarii. Chcę wziąć czarną wdowę. I chcę wziąć Walkirię N7. O, i to chcę wziąć. Potwierdź wyposażenie. Teraz... A teraz... Pójdziemy na jednego. A czy mogę zmienić pancerz tutaj? Tak, mogę tu zmienić pancerz, właśnie. Nie chcę hełmu inicjatywy. No i tego... Tylko... Czujny pionier. Pionier. 6% premia PD. Proszę czujnego pioniera. Cały zestaw czujny pioner. I teraz to ja wyglądam tak, jak powinienem wyglądać. A co tam jeszcze mam? Moment, jeszcze tu chyba coś mogłem zmienić. Wyrzutnia kobra, wybierz. Tak, zapasowy system podtrzymywania, wybierz. To jest załoga. Nazwy niedostępne. Dobra, to chciałem zmienić. Lecimy na Ios. To będzie cholernie długi odcinek, ale nic nie poradzę. Później zbadamy system. Lecimy na Ios najpierw.
System Pythias. Andromeda Initiative Habitat 1. Designated Eos.
It was supposed to be an easy first step. Until no one else showed and we got clobbered. Twice.
Why has Sam altered frequency detection?
What are we hearing, Sam?
There is a signal, Pathfinder. I recommend an immediate examination of Eos.
Deploying probe. Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
Za chwilę wylądujemy na Ios. Mógłbym pominąć to, ale chcę to zostawić, bo to zawsze wygląda epicko.
A mirror of the signal on Habitat 7. Possible atmospheric manipulation.
Is that possible?
We'll find out.
Chcę zejść z pokładu Tempesta. Tak. Tu nie. Czy może pistolet? A weźmy co mam z pistoletów. Grzechotnik, predator, szerszeń, predator. Nie chcę nic. Tu mam wszystko. Drużyny
If it is like Habitat 7.
Suiting up.
Ready, Freddy?
Hope we're all that ready. Callow, all right?
Integrating search area from Sam. How he pulled that mystery signal through the storms, I have no idea.
Multisensory neural collation. Amazing.
Factory fresh across the board. Spinning up the compensators.
You're already tuning the displays.
We'll get a better read on this pass than the Nexus has had in months.
What? I said a lot of people have their hopes pinned on us. They gave up on Eos. Can't blame them. Expected a golden world, instead they saw their friends die. Never know how that'll affect. Sorry. You okay?
I've got the training, people, the tools. We can do this.
Pathfinder, the Tempest checks out. We're good.
To, co się stało z jego szyją, to nie jest normalne. Wątpię, żeby było z nim wszystko dobrze.
You have no idea how long I've wanted a Pathfinder to say that.
Core is hot.
Shields holding, adjusting entry.
We got this, right?
Lipa by było rozbić się wchodząc w atmosferę.
Hell.
There. Set us down at this nav point.
How to even start?
Reports state this planet suffers deadly storms that are contaminated by radiation from the Scourge. Eo's deployment was incomplete due to environmental hazards and ultimately hostile encounters.
Plus, no Pathfinder. If Eos is like Habitat 7, that signal we scanned must be connected with the atmosphere. We could use the outpost's antenna to track it down. Let's get the power back on. They must have known these wouldn't last in these conditions.
They didn't have a Pathfinder.
They do now. We'll make Eos a home.
Dobra. No, ogólnie snajpereczka. Jako, że rolka dalej mi nie działa, no to muszę table zmieniać. I Valkyria N7. Dobra. I w tym punkcie zapisujemy naszą grę. I dalszą część walki o Eos, czyli już odcinek pełen akcji i mordowania, zobaczycie następnym razem.